We're getting our first look at what happened during a traffic stop that turned deadly in Chicago last month. On March 21st, Dexter Reed Jr. was pulled over by officers who say that he was not wearing a seatbelt. That traffic stop ended with Reed dead and a police officer injured. Now today, the Civilian Office of Police Accountability released the officer's body camera footage. We have team coverage for this today. First, we're going to walk you through what that video shows. Then we'll also have reaction from Reed's family and the police union. Let's start here with Charlie Wojciechowski on the video. Charlie?
Well, Alex, the mayor, the Cook County State's attorney, and the head of the Civilian Office of Police Accountability say they're trying to make this investigation as open and transparent as possible. That's why less than 3 weeks after the fatal shooting of Dexter Reed, the videos involved in that investigation have been released to the public. Videos that, we must warn you, can be disturbing to watch. Body-worn camera video clearly shows Chicago police officers in plain clothes approach the stopped white SUV with Dexter Reed behind the wheel.
What are you doing?
The cops ask for the windows to be lowered and the doors to be unlocked. Reed does not comply.
Open the doorknob!
The situation escalated when Mr. Reed did not comply with those commands, and multiple officers pointed their guns at him while continuing to shout commands. Within less than a minute, an exchange of gunfire occurred, leaving Mr. Reed dead and an officer shot in the forearm.
Reed fired first, striking one of the officers, according to the Civilian Office of Police Accountability. The 4 other officers then returned fire.
Same information also confirms that 4 different officers returned fire approximately 96 times at Mr. Reed, including after he exited his vehicle and while he was lying on the ground.
As mayor and as a father raising a family, including 2 black boys on the west side of Chicago, I am personally devastated to see yet another young black man lose his life during an interaction with the police.
CPD says it is cooperating with the COPA investigation and cannot make a determination on this shooting until all the facts are known and this investigation has concluded. In all, more than 30 videos of the March 21st incident on the 3800 block of West Ferdinand have been released. Videos that will be crucial to COPA's use of force investigation, as well as any criminal investigation being conducted by the state's attorney's office.
It will be our job, based on the totality of the evidence, to determine whether the use of force in this case was beyond that force which is allowable under the law.
But the release of the videos and audio clips raises questions, according to the president of the Community Commission for Public Safety and Accountability, who spoke with the COPA chief this afternoon at a City Club luncheon.
I would like to know the reason for the stop. I would like to know, how it happened.
Now, COPA says that with their permission, it intends to interview the officers involved in the next week or so. All right now are on administrative leave, and the officer who was wounded is expected to make a full recovery. Alex and Marion.
Thanks so much. Well, following the release of the video, we heard from Reed's family, his family's attorneys, and the police union president. Courtney Sisk is live at CPD's 11th District, where the officers are based. She picks up the story for us from there. Courtney.
Good afternoon, Marianne. So the family also saw this video and they say it was devastating to watch, and they still believe at the end of the day that there was no reason for the magnitude of gunfire in which he died.
I just miss my son. I'm hurt. I'm sick. I feel like I've been shot. My insides is burning up.
Nicole Banks, the mother of 26-year-old Dexter Reed, breaking down Tuesday following the release of Chicago police officer-worn body camera that shows the shootout that killed her son. 96 shots in 41 seconds. Reed's family and attorneys calling it a disproportionate use of force.
If he was supposed to get pulled over for a traffic stop, why did they have 4 guns pointed at him? He was scared.
Their attorneys, Andrew M. Stroth and Stephen Hart, called out policing policies in Chicago Tuesday.
There is a problem with policing in this city when 5 tactical officers jump out of an unmarked police car brandishing their weapons for a young man that wasn't wearing his seatbelt.
They believe the officers did nothing to de-escalate the situation.
96 rounds were fired by these tactical officers.
His family says they spoke with Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson and asked him to disband the tactical units in the city and fire the officers involved.
It ain't the first person it happened to.
And if it don't be justice, if they not held accountable, it won't be the last person.
In a video posted to YouTube, the Chicago Police Union said these videos did not need to be released to the public this quickly, and they want the mayor to fire COPA Chief Administrator Andrea Kirsten.
Though this started as a simple traffic violation for a seatbelt, it turned into much more. Not because of the officers, because of the offender, the criminal behavior of the offender.
And back out here at District 11, we just saw a crew drop off barricades to block off the front entrance here. We do know that Reed's family is planning to be here at 6 tonight to continue calling for change and host another news conference. For now, we'll go ahead and send it back to you.
NBC5 investigates tonight, taking a closer look at this shooting, and we discovered something was missing from today's release.
Investigative reporter Bennett Haberly joining us now with what he has uncovered. Bennett?
Yeah, Allison, Stefan, still a lot to be investigated with this particular incident. The Civilian Office of Police Accountability released more than 30 videos from this police shooting that ended with one officer injured and 26-year-old Dexter Reed dead. But one video was not released. That's because the city-operated surveillance camera was not functioning properly and did not record.
Don't roll the window up. Do not roll the window up.
Even before the first shots were fired, you can see a city-owned surveillance camera in the upper left of the frame. The Civilian Office of Police Accountability confirms that camera had a defect, which prevented video from being recorded. Video that could have provided additional insight into the actions of Dexter Reed and the officers.
The purported reason for the traffic stop was that Mr. Reed was not wearing a seatbelt.
This video from a neighbor's house shows the moments before the shooting as officers from the 11th District Tactical Unit pull in front of the white SUV Reed is driving.
Open the door now!
What follows is a barrage of gunfire, including 96 shots from 5 officers, one of whom can be seen on his own body camera footage unloading and reloading multiple magazines. He later makes this remark to a fellow officer.
Did he start shooting us? Don't say anything. Do you hear me? Be quiet.
COPA says it appears Reed did fire first before officers returned fire, but it's difficult to see from the body cameras released. Again, remember that nearby city camera wasn't working.
It's critical to look at an incident not from a single perspective, but from multiple perspectives, and put those together to get a better understanding of the whole. So it's deeply unfortunate that overhead perspective that could have given a broader perspective of what was happening, including what was happening immediately before the officers got out of their car.
University of Chicago professor of law Craig Futterman has studied police strategies and their impacts on communities. He says he has concerns about how officers almost immediately drew their weapons.
That's not what we are supposed to be training under the consent decree.
An NBC5 Investigates review of Chicago police data found that officers in the 11th Police District, where this shooting took place, used force more than any other police district in all of Chicago. The department's own data shows there have been at least 62 use of force incidents this year alone. In fact, since 2020, the 11th District has outpaced all other police districts when it comes to use of force. Brian Ransom is with the 11th District Police Council, which he says works to serve as a mediator between the community and police.
We definitely want to see fewer uses of force, right? I mean, we always want that. We also know that the way the police have deployed stops have been very useful in getting guns off of the street, right? And that doesn't necessarily mean that we condone where things get out of hand, but there could possibly be a way where stops are done such that people are safer and nobody dies. Right.
And this investigation by COPA is not over. They'll work to determine what departmental policies, if any, were potentially violated. Chicago police, by the way, said they cannot make a determination on the shooting until all the facts are known and this investigation is concluded. Stefan and Allison.
So many people reacting to that video today. Thank you so much. Let's turn right now to community groups rallying right now outside of a Chicago police station to show their support for Reed's family, also to call for those officers involved to be fired. NBC5's Natalie Martinez live tonight at the 11th District Station in Homan Square to show us what's going on right now. Natalie?
Yeah, and Stefan, the significance of the 11th District, of course, is that this is where those tactical officers who were involved in this shooting are based. So, as you said, they're getting ready for a rally here. You can see some of the people behind me gathering. A couple of the guys that you see there in orange were chanting, "Dexter Reed shot Chicago police," but quickly supporters countered, chanting, "No justice, no peace." Supporters and Dexter Reed's family are here for that 6 p.m. rally for the 26-year-old. Now, taking a look at that body cam video, it shows 96 rounds involved in the controversial case. Now, according to COPA's spokesperson, who you talked about just a moment ago, it shows Dexter Reed firing the first shot. Supporters here question the use of force with the dozens of following shots fired. Now, family, who we spoke to earlier, expressed outrage. They want the tactical officers involved in last month's Garfield Park shooting disbanded. They feel that a seatbelt violation doesn't call for such force, and that COPA report you were talking about, and family, they also question a seatbelt violation through dark-tinted windows.
I'm hurt. I'm sick. I feel like I've been shot. My insides is burning up.
If he was supposed to get pulled over for a traffic stop, why did they have 4 guns pointed at him? He was scared.
Attorneys are asking for a criminal indictment for at least one of the officers involved, and also that rally that we were talking about is just getting underway right now. We will wrap that up for you and bring you even more coming up at 10 o'clock. For now, we're live in Holman Square. Natalie Martinez, NBC5 News.
Natalie, thank you.
The strong reactions and backlash after police body camera video is finally released showing the deadly shooting of 26-year-old Dexter Reed last month in Humboldt Park.
And that video released today by the Civilian Office of Police Accountability, or COPA, shows Reed open fire during a traffic stop, and Chicago police officers fired back at Reed 96 times. NBC5's Charlie Wojciechowski begins our team coverage.
Okay. Do not roll the window up. Unlock the doors now.
A traffic stop that deteriorates quickly,
Open the door now.
leading to a gun battle that leaves 26-year-old Dexter Reed dead and a Chicago police officer wounded.
Shots fired. Ferdinand Neighbors, 10-1.
But as the body-worn camera videos from the officers involved are released by COPA, a call for calm and patience from Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson, COPA Chief Andrea Kirsten, and Cook County State's Attorney Kim Fox.
People of Chicago deserve to have awareness and full knowledge of police shooting.
According to COPA, this is what we know right now.
Preliminary information and available evidence appears to confirm that Mr. Reed fired first, striking one officer. The same information also confirms that 4 different officers returned fire approximately 96 times at Mr. Reed.
COPA's investigation will focus on whether the cops followed procedure or used unnecessary force. The state's attorney's investigation will explore the possibility of criminal charges against the officers.
We must ensure that the process is transparent, fair, and thorough.
But that process could take months to complete. Although personally painful to watch, the head of Chicago's new Commission for Public Safety and Accountability calls today's release a step in the right direction.
This is a traumatic thing to watch.
CPD says it is cooperating with COPA's investigation, and it cannot make a determination on the shooting until all the facts are known and this investigation has concluded. The mayor today saying police shootings can never be condoned or excused, but saying officers must be held accountable for their actions.
As a government, as representatives of the people, we have an obligation to abide by the rule of law and to follow procedures. And that is what we are ultimately doing here.
Charlie Wojciechowski, NBC5 News.